We'll get a group of 9 women together, and there's a good chance one of them has a disease, lipedema.
Yeah, these are women who may have struggled with being shamed their whole lives about their weight, being told by doctors to stop cheating on diets. But in reality, this disease prevents them from losing weight.
Yeah, 30 million women have it, and most suffer in silence until now. Joining us to share her personal story is Esther Hollander. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, we also want to introduce your doctor is here joining us through Zoom. Dr. Jaime Schwartz, welcome to the show as well.
Thank you for having me.
All right, doctor, let's go ahead and start with you. Most people probably have never even heard of lipedema. Can you explain what it is and how does someone even know that they have it?
Lipedema is thick connective tissue that actually appears on women's bodies, mainly their legs and arms. The problem, though, is it starts pretty young and people think they're fat. People think, and doctors think they're fat, and people try diets and all kinds of things that don't really work. The other problem, though, is over time it becomes really painful and debilitating, and no one's listening to people, and they say they really have this and it's real.
So you say that 30 million women in the U.S. have this condition, but they don't even know they have it. Is it misdiagnosed as something else?
It's completely misdiagnosed. When you go to see your doctor and they look at your weight and your height, they say you're just obese and that you're eating too much and you need gastric bypass. And the reality is that's not it at all. And they don't check to see that this could be painful for people.
Okay, so Esther, you have lived with this. How did you determine that this is what you had, and how long did it take?
Wow, well, I struggled with my weight my entire life. But about 3 years ago, I started to put on some weight. It was a very different experience. My legs were swollen, they felt weak and heavy, my joints were very painful, and I started to lose my mobility. I went to several doctors, and many of them just said, oh, it's probably just related to your obesity. It was very, very frustrating hearing that and not having validation. Finally, I found a doctor that looked at me and said, this is lipedema, and I finally was able to put a name to what was really ruining my life.
Wow. So before, it took 15 months for you to be diagnosed with lipedema, and nobody had said that word before to you?
Never.
Wow.
Never. It was horrible. It was really depressing. I didn't have validation for the real medical concerns that I had. I was in tremendous physical pain. I couldn't do my job effectively as a personal trainer. I wasn't able to be the wife and mother that I wanted to be. My self-esteem was so low, and really, I didn't want to be in public most of the time.
Wait, talk a little bit about that. You're a personal trainer, and this is happening to you. You're putting on this extra weight, so you know your body.
I know my body, and I knew that something was wrong because I've been many different weights my entire life, and this just looked and felt nothing like any other weight gain. So it was just incredibly frustrating trying to get some answers for what was going on. I mean, there are characteristic kind of hallmarks of the disease, the way that your legs are shaped and looked. And I was experiencing all that swelling and pain and the loss of mobility and the inability to even walk around the block without taking a lot of stops. It was just unbearable.
Wow. You knew it had to be something else, or there had to be another explanation, right?
Yes.
So, Dr. Schwartz, let me ask you a question. Does lipedema ever go away on its own, or are there treatment options out there?
We've never seen it go away on its own. People have tried gastric bypass. Every woman has tried every starvation diet. You can try it. It does not go away. It's genetic. It just keeps growing. It's really what's called an inflammatory process. So it's a lot of inflammation. So if we had something that was non-surgical, I would tell everyone that. For those who don't know, my mom actually has lipedema, and if I had something to give to her, I would. But the reality is we know how to treat it.
Right.
Okay, so Esther, are you able to share what treatments you have been going through and how have things been going for you?
Sure. So once I finally got the lipedema diagnosis, I learned how to take care of myself with the conservative measures. So it's a lot. It involves wearing daily compression. I use lymphatic pumps on a daily basis. I receive manual lymphatic drainage massage. I use a vibration plate incorporated into my exercise. And all of these things were tremendously helpful. But I really felt that they weren't getting me where I needed to be. So I started researching surgery, and that's how I found Dr. Schwartz. He had met all the criteria that I wanted in a surgeon, and then when I met him in person, I knew that I was in the best of hands.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, especially having a personal experience with it as well.
Yes.
Esther, we so appreciate you coming and sharing your story with us. We really do. This helps so many people out there, and perhaps helps them go to the doctor and have something to say to the doctor to help them get some answers they probably really need.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And in a place where it's so hard for women to be larger in society, we really need more validation so that people can get the treatment that they need and get their lives back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, if you'd like more information about lipedema, you can visit lipedema.org. There you'll find details on diagnosis, challenges, and what to do if you think you have this chronic medical condition.